Buddy, welcome back to Position Zero. In today's video, we will be welcoming a new series. I will begin with playing the new bots. By bots, I mean the engine bots on chess.com. These are just the base engines, and the reason I wanted to play these bots is because I wanted to figure out if they actually match the stats of the personal bots that have chats with you and all that kind of stuff. So I played a 1000 intermediate bot. This is on my position 0 account, not my Elo grind account. So, yeah. This was the game. I had a match rating of 82, while the bot had a match rating of 74. That should probably tell you a lot about the game. But, yeah. The game began with e4, e5. I'm pretty sure everybody knows the name of this opening. The King's Pawn opening. Knight to c3, knight to f6. Now, I've been recently, and this is known as the Vienna game, that variation. And I've been trying this new thing by bringing my bishop to c4 a bit early on. The ELOT bar doesn't like it that much, but it's still a completely even game. The only reason I want to try to do it is because I'm trying to learn how to get better with the bishop, because as an overall piece, I'm really bad at it. So yeah, I have bishop c4, and we get knight to c6, and I develop my next knight. Usually what I do is I put one pawn in the center and just develop both of my knights before actually initiating that bishop attack. But I'm trying to get my bishop out just a little bit earlier to get more used to the piece as a whole. But we get to move queen to e7. Now, I don't hate this move, but I don't really like it either. I guess it kind of forms this with the queen and bishop, but that's all I really see from it. And in this game, it actually it ended about 52 moves, but the beginning, you can see to the right of your screen, there is a lot of errors because it went by really, really fast. We have the move d3. Apparently it's an okay move. Well, good move, but that basically means okay in chess.com terms. It simply defends this bishop and the pawn, supporting structure. I like this move. I always play this move, but castling was the best. And we get to move knight to d4. Now, this is a key follow-up, and it results in something like that. If you want, you can zoom into that, but that's not what happened, and I'm only going to show what happened. We get to move knight takes d4, which I played. Again, the best move in the position. Pawn obviously takes, and I retreat to this square. Now, I probably should have retreated to b5 now that I think about it. I don't know why I didn't retreat there, because this blocks bishop's view a lot. And it's just not a good move overall. So, who knows why I developed my knight to e2, or undeveloped my knight, basically. And now we get to move queen to b4. Queen to b4 is just an insane move. I don't know why you're checking this early. A pawn can block, and the rule I kind of like to follow is if it's beginning of the game and one pawn can simply block defended by the other pawn, it's probably not a check worth happening unless it can cause something else. And I go queen to d2. My idea was just get rid of the queens. I've played bots, not the engine bots, but general bots worth 1,000 before, and I've destroyed them. So why not just get rid of anything and go to the end game? And that's exactly what the bot did. Now, they had a better move in this position, which was to emphasize on this. But of course they didn't do that, and I took, which was obviously the best move, taking with the bishop, not the king, because then you can't castle. And then we get the move rook to b8. Now at this point, I thought the bot would actually be a lot better than this. Rook to b8 is kind of an insane move. It doesn't give the rook access to anything. The b file is still locked. This pawn isn't even developed yet at all, so I castle, which was a missed. My best move in this position was knight to d4, simply winning the pawn. So I actually played quite bad this game, so I'm surprised I got an 82 overall. Obviously I castled and missed it. And then we get to move pawn to d5. Pawn to d5, it's a move. It simply hangs a pawn. The knight, if it takes back, then it's just a trade, and I gain a pawn from that trade. And that's exactly what happens. Now, after this, we get to move pawn to b5. I didn't expect this move. I figured they would do this, or just something to try to create an attack. And by the way, I'm already up 3 points of material, so I'm already winning by a lot. And according to the eval bar, I'm nearly up 6 points of material, which makes quite the big difference. But I obviously realize that this pawn is hanging and take it. And bishop goes e6. This was kind of the move I expected. I don't know why. I feel like these 1000 intermediate bots just trade. So I simply accept the trade. And now my knight's here. They go pawn to c5. So they're just marching pawns to the left side of their board for no particular reason. I maybe develops the rook and the bishop in some way, but I just take out the bishop, because why not? King takes. I think it'd be better to take with the rook, because maybe you could have entrance to the second rank. But they, of course, why would they see that? Rook to e1, an excellent move, simply claiming one of the most important files of the board, the e file, because it's central controlling. Pawn to h5, bishop f4, rook to b6. Now this game looks kind of like your average 500 to 1000 elo game, and there's not much more to say about it. However, we do get a significant amount of mistakes in the incoming moves. Bishop b3, king to f7, g3, and then we get rook to d8. I don't understand rook to d8. There's a follow-up to this, and of course I don't see that follow-up. I don't think I do, at least. But I play rook e3. My simple idea is to get a battery on the e file and basically just break open black's entire position, because I'm up 5 points of material. And that's exactly what I do. I bring this rook here onto the 8th rank, trade it off, and giving check to the black king. Black retreats, and I go here. And I'm offering a trade of rooks, and I force that trade to happen. And now it gets a little bit funny, because after I go bishop c7, I simply zigzag my rook and take all of his pawns. It's kind of insane. I just took a bunch of free pawns. And then after king to d5, I go check with that pawn, bishop d2, and then I take that pawn. And now at this point, I'm just preparing to promote one of my pawns. I use this pawn right here as a sacrificial pawn, luring the king towards it, and once it eats that pawn, I simply get my promote to a queen, and king moves out of the way. I get 2 queens for just for the fun of it, and now I simply check in with ladder mate. That was the game. Now I actually thought the 1000 engine bots would be a lot better, so I might try the 1300 or 1200 engine bot a different time. But yeah, that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Bye.